On top of all this, we've had bad news about the wife's mother who went to Australia to visit a relative. Apparently she went swimming off the beach, Bondi Beach, and she was attacked by a great white shark. Everything said they did all they could. They worked in relays throughout the night, but it was too late. The shark died.
I've never, ever said anything derogative about my dear wife's mother.
Really?
No, she's a wonderful woman. She came to live with us. My cup of happiness did brimmeth over. As soon as she knocked on the door, I knew it was her, because the mice were throwing themselves on the traps. What annoys me is there's a perfectly good rig out of her mother's in the wardrobe, and she won't wear it. And all it needs is the sleeves pressing and the swastikas taking off. Forgive me if I appeared down in the mouth this evening, but I've just had some bad news. Tomorrow it's the mother-in-law's funeral, and she's cancelled it. Please forgive me if I'm not my usual effervescent dynamo. I feel choked with emotion, clawing at my very vitals. To put you in the picture briefly, my mother-in-law went to Australia to see some relatives for a month, and I received this letter the other day from the Australian High Commissioner. It reads, "Dear Mr. Dawson, your mother-in-law, whilst doing the backstroke in the surf off the coast of Sydney last Monday, was attacked and bitten by a killer shark. A rescue attempt was effected successfully, and a team of doctors from the local hospital worked all through the night in the operating theatre, but it is with regret that I have to inform you that it was too late. The shark died." A beckoning refuge in a world so often shrouded with hostility. Like so many couples when I first got married, we had nowhere to stay. We couldn't afford a place of our own, so we had to live with the wife's mother. And I can honestly say, we were there for over 6 months, and I only fell out with that woman 3 times. Morning, noon, and night. I wouldn't say I wouldn't, but they wrote a television series based on our relationship. It was called Mission Impossible. She didn't have tonsils, she had a fan belt. Everything I touched, she played holy hell. She'd stand there and glare at me like a frustrated moose. She'd fold her arms like 2 sides of gammon. Mouth like a workhouse oven. She said, "Don't you touch anything of mine. You leave things alone. For instance, that television set, that's mine, it's not rental. I'll select the programs, I'll switch the set on and off, not you. And another thing, don't you just turn the immersion heater on when you feel like it, willy-nilly. Immersion heaters cost money, 2 kilowatts. I'll put it on, you give me 2 days' notice. And another thing. Don't think you can go in the kitchen and put the kettle on when you like, that's an expensive kettle. It's a Russell Hobbs from my catalogue. If anything wants doing here, I'll do it." One night she went to the cinema. I phoned up and they flashed a message on the screen, telling her to come home straight away. She cantered back faster than the railway horse that's been retrieved at the knackers. She stood there, she said, "What's wrong?" I said, "Nothing, the fire wasn't spoken." Of course, that was it. That was the end of it. We got thrown out, baggage and furniture. Furniture. We only had 1 chair. I don't know how old it was, but it carried Hannibal across the Alps. I wasn't sorry to go because, A, she's a big woman to tangle with. Well, you can tell she hung her vest up to dry and we lost an hour's daylight. We used to use her drawers for hang gliding. What a woman. I haven't spoken to her for 5 years. It's not that we fell out, it's just that I'm not quick enough to interrupt. It's hard to describe what she's like, but she's a sort of Lee Marvin with knickers. Last year, she went to Ireland for a holiday, tried to kiss the Blarney Stone, and it spit at her.
Well, it's a crowded hall yesterday afternoon. Her mother came to stay with us. I saw her walking down the garden path, so for a bit of fun behind the potting shed and went, boo! She said, you fat fool, I nearly died of fright, so I said, boo, boo, boo!